Wow. What the hell happened?
Morning, Sleeping Beauty. Are you ready to stop?
You. No, and I got you under control.
Well, apparently you didn't, and I'm not letting you out of here until you agree to stop making videos.
No.
Come on. You know you want to.
Fuck off.
Okay. I think you need something really bad to review. That'll teach you.
What is it?
How about the worst Harry Potter thing ever released? Fantastic Beasts: Crimes of Grindelwald.
Really? Crimes of Grindelwald? I don't think that movie's that bad.
Really?
I mean, it's really cluttered and has a lot of flaws, but it has some things that work, and I don't think it's the worst thing ever.
Well, fine. It's on your laptop. Go on.
Alright then. What the hell is this?
April Fools! You're not talking about Crimes of Grindelwald. You're talking about the worst Harry Potter thing ever related. A Christian scare film. Have fun. Okay, so Harry Potter Witchcraft Repackaged is a documentary film released around the time of the first Harry Potter movie back in 2001. Similar to stuff like Deception of a Generation, it's a Christian scare film meant to tell you that the thing your kids like is turning them into Satanists. I'm surprised. I thought these kinds of movies died with the 80s and didn't return until they remade themselves as PragerU videos. It was released by Jeremiah Films, who before this were known for the Clinton Chronicles, a film about a number of people linked to Bill Clinton who either died or disappeared.
Wow. How times change.
Founded by Pat Matriciano, who was interviewed by people from Jerry Falwell to Bill Maher. Some of their other works include Baby Parts for Sale, Gay Rights, Special Rights, and AIDS, What You Haven't Been Told. Because of fucking course they were released films called those. They also did that Pagan Invasion series Brad covered years ago, but let's just get to the subject at hand. As this was released in 2001, only the first 4 books in the series were out at the time, which is a real shame. I wish I could see them talk about the whole Dumbledore being gay thing.
Alright. Anyway, this is Harry Potter Witchcraft Repackaged.
We at Jeremiah Films invite you to join with us as we continue to educate and equip those who desire to know the truth concerning the many challenges facing our world.
No, I don't think I will. After this, I don't ever want to hear from you again.
The use of Warner Brothers trailer experts and general Harry Potter merchandise products are to demonstrate the marketing of Harry Potter and promotion of upcoming motion pictures and is intended to comment only on trailer material and not necessarily Harry Potter films and merchandise.
Are you telling me I'm watching a movie complaining about commercials? Piece of shit.
So we begin with footage of an actual witchcraft ritual headed by the Statue of Liberty, it seems. So they may be working for Satan, but at least they love America. Our narrator tells us that witchcraft is becoming very popular with the youths, thanks to shows like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Sabrina the Teenage Witch. What, no love for Hocus Pocus?
The Pagan Federation of England claims their mailbags swell by the thousands from charmed teenagers every time a particularly exciting episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer airs on TV.
Yeah, teenagers really do love getting into the latest fad, don't they?
Or an enticing article on witchcraft appears in a popular teen magazine.
When did Britney Spears start practicing witchcraft? Wait, is that why she had a meltdown?
As we watch the end of Midsommar, he tells us what Wiccans believe, including feminism.
Environment, feminist practices, and nature.
Wow, they are just straight up admitting that women having equal rights is equal to witchcraft. Honestly, the more they talk about it, the more awesome it sounds.
They also embrace the concept of self-empowerment by awakening internal spirituality through meditation, visualization, and other mind-altering techniques of self-hypnosis.
How dare they try and feel better about themselves?
Hollywood's presentation of witchcraft as exciting and glamorous has further increased its appeal to young audiences. Enhanced by digital technology and revolutionary special effects.
I have never seen a single episode of Charmed, but I doubt it had revolutionary special effects.
They talk about how shows about supernatural shit often glamorize stuff like ghosts and vampires, including Buffy. She's a vampire slayer. I haven't seen the show, but I'm guessing most of the vampires aren't portrayed in a positive light.
Which has undoubtedly contributed to the practice of magic as being the fastest growing mystical attraction among teenagers.
Magic does not exist.
Although it's making me realize there were a surplus of these kinds of shows back then, weren't there? But he's just complaining that the internet is making it easier for Wiccan ideology to grow, which, yeah, it's the internet. Welcome to 2001.
And in addition, hundreds of websites are dedicated to marketing witchcraft specifically to children.
Oh, won't somebody please think of the children?
Each year, thousands of teens are turning their backs on Christianity and joining witches' covens in order to learn spells so as to pass school exams, attract boyfriends or girlfriends, and get rich.
And then when it doesn't work, they realize it's just a scam. Just ignore it.
Alright, so some dude says Harry Potter is mainly responsible for so many children taking an interest in witchcraft.
Harry Potter, the orphan child wizard, already famous in his own magical world because he survived the murderous black magic death curse of the evil Lord Voldemort.
Oh no, look out! It's the Dark Lord Voldemort!
Although I will say, this picture of Harry on Time magazine may give me nightmares. And now they're just complaining about marketing. Like, yeah, in order to sell the books, they have to market them. That's how this stuff works.
Over half of all children between the ages of 6 and 17 have read at least one Harry Potter book.
That seems way too high. I mean, I'd believe that now, but back in 2001, half of all school-age children?
Other parents and educators view Harry Potter as the latest tool being used to disciple children into the darkest aspects of black magic.
No, they literally say that the bad spells are unforgivable. I mean, making things fly is technically witchcraft, but way different from torture.
Through Harry Potter books and audios, children as young as kindergarten age are being introduced to human sacrifice, the sucking of blood from dead animals, and possession by spirit beings.
When the fuck was there human sacrifice in Harry Potter? And the sucking of unicorn blood and the diary-possessing Ginny was done by the bad guy.
The Harry Potter story begins on Halloween night, with the murder of Harry's parents by the evil Lord Voldemort.
What, now he doesn't even get the tea?
Through the sacrificial goddess magic of his mother's love, baby Harry is saved, and his blood is given magical powers. Unable to kill Harry in revenge, Voldemort sears a death curse of a lightning bolt on Harry's forehead.
No, that's from where the killing curse hit him. It wasn't an act of revenge.
In the real world, thousands of young fans demonstrate their allegiance to Harry by taking the mark of the lightning bolt on their own foreheads.
Yes, cosplaying means you're pledging your allegiance to the Wiccan ideology.
Both Voldemort and Harry's parents.
Alright, now I'm starting to think you're doing it on purpose. Just call him he who must not be named. He goes on to explain the whole Harry and Voldemort's wands having the same phoenix feather.
The power source of Harry's so-called good magic and Voldemort's evil magic is one and the same.
Bit more complex than that.
The question is, should parents be concerned that the alluring power behind witchcraft is being made to look innocent and is being targeted towards their children through the Harry Potter phenomenon?
Nope.
So we get a clip from NSNBC with a parent who looks like a discount John Goodman who didn't like that the books were read to his children in class.
We asked them to review the book for religious content, for violence, in this post-Columbine era that we're living in.
The Columbine shooters would have thought Harry Potter was gay. Although seriously, the woman they got to defend the books I think might be stoned. So they read one of the passages of the book.
See what I have become, the face said, mere shadow and vapor. I have form only when I can share another's body. But there have always been those willing to let me into their hearts and minds. Unicorn blood has strengthened me these past weeks.
And the person saying that line is the bad guy. The books say that drinking a unicorn's blood is bad and will actually curse you.
That from the moment the blood touches your lips, you will have a half-life, a cursed life.
Of course, this woman just says it's fantasy, which is true, but come on, lady, try harder. They play a clip of J.K. Rowling saying that they're actually moral books, and oh my god, she looks so young. The creeping inevitability of age comes for us all. Anyway, this guy's response?
She was, by the way, responding to a quote that my wife had given before the school board about the books being violent. and I applaud her for saying they were violent.
Wait, are we complaining that the books are violent or promote witchcraft?
Wait, why do I care what you two say? Just putting a news clip for 5 minutes does not make for a good documentary. Someone named Robert McGee says that defending the series is just fantasy as foolish as you can put porn into it and it would be okay to show children. Okay. Pat's wife Carol, spelled with a Y because, of course, gives more detail.
J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, has gone through an awful lot of research. She is very accurate, otherwise we would have witches all over the country and the world saying this is not a true representation of our religion.
The Wiccan religion is not the same as pointing a wand at someone and saying a spell. The reason they're not saying anything is because they don't think most people are stupid enough to believe it.
Joanne Rowling majored in mythology in Exeter University in England.
No she didn't. I looked on several sources and every single one of them says she majored in French and classical studies.
Yes, Harry Potter may be fictional, but there is a lot of religious teaching.
J.K. Rowling is a Christian. Your move, Carol.
One of their pieces of evidence for this is that the word Potter is the female goddess that created humans in the Wiccan religion. Okay, it's a name. Potter is a real name. Oh shit, Isis has magic now? And then she tries saying that meditation is a common thing for witches. Because non-Wiccans don't meditate. But look how they connect it back to Harry Potter.
All through Harry's books, Hermione and others say, concentrate, Harry. If you concentrate hard enough, you can have what you want.
Telling kids to concentrate is witchcraft now?
Now, this concept is brought up several times. In fact, it is so important in witchcraft and pagan thinking that Voldemort, Harry's arch enemy...
What, even you can't get it right?
Alright, I'm getting sick of this woman just straight up getting shit wrong.
Harry's father appears to Harry in a shape change later on, even though he's dead. He appears as a stag.
Okay, bitch, that was not his dad. That was Harry who thought he was his dad. And the reason is because James could turn into a stag as he was an animagus like Sirius and Pettigrew. So you could have brought that up to complain about shape-shifting, but you had to make something up because you clearly haven't read the books. Oh my god, how many of these things are there? She goes on forever. Eventually we talk more about the pagan religion.
If you say there is no real power in witchcraft, then you should have no problem with the Harry Potter books. But there are two problems with your line of reasoning. First of all, you're denying the experience of hundreds of thousands of people who have practiced witchcraft through the ages.
Yes, you can think that they're wrong while still respecting their beliefs. And then they of course reference Deuteronomy. You know, the part of the Bible that says that an unmarried woman must marry her rapist.
And this is why many in witchcraft are compulsively into drug usage, and to sexual activity, and all manner of conduct which is very destructive.
Alright, I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to drugs, but I think we can all agree that having sex a lot is not the same as smoking cocaine.
Although this magazine here makes me wonder what their opinion on the Powerpuff Girls would be. Technically they're an immaculate conception.
The giant introduces Harry to the paraphernalia of witchcraft.
His name is Hagrid and he will not be disrespected.
Hogwarts. And this is done in Diagon Alley.
It's Diagon Alley. Diagon Alley. Say it right or you end up in Nocturne Alley.
Alright, now time to talk about spells.
Because the spells aren't legitimate spells, and because J.K. Rowling just pulls out very, very funny Latin words, and she obviously knows her Latin. And
You're right, they're not real spells. I don't care if a Harry Potter website takes you to an actual Wiccan website to learn actual spells. Spells don't work! I will say this actual witchcraft ritual looks pretty lame. On to love spells.
while love spells probably isn't the focus of Harry's books right at the moment, because he's 11, 12, 13, and...
Yeah, and when she did bring in love potions, it was kinda dumb and stupid and a little rapey. But at least they are acknowledged as a bad thing. They also bring up the craft, which I haven't seen, but they say that one of the girls uses a love spell to get a boy she wants. To any of you who have seen it, does this happen? And is she betrayed as in the wrong?
It's just that, I can't stop thinking about you, and I don't know why, but I think I love you.
I think you should go home, Chris.
Okay, in the little they show us, it appears that she realizes that the love potion was a mistake. So what's the issue? Yes, love spells are bad, and they realize it.
Then there's the concept of curses.
Curses are bad in the books.
When his auntie says something horrid about his dead mummy and calls her a name that Harry doesn't like, He does magic on her, and she blows up. She gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
That was an accident! And again, uses a clip from The Craft that even though I haven't seen it, I can tell is framed as a bad thing.
One of the arguments is that Harry Potter's series does not actually teach witchcraft, that there's no celebration of seasons. That is not true. By not using the seasonal terms, the argument is that there's no celebration. The Harry Potter series celebrates Halloween, which is a seasonal festival. While it's been given a Christian name, it is still a seasonal festival.
Celebrating Halloween is witchcraft now. But then again, I already knew you guys didn't like Halloween. So on to the spirit world. Ghosts are bad because reincarnation. I don't care. This is honestly just getting boring at this point.
All of this gives the child the concept that there is no death, that is perfectly normal, interacting with spirits, with ghosts, with things that look half human, half animal.
Why did you use a clip of one of the goblins to say that? You are literally umbridging right now.
Those who say that Harry Potter's books do not teach witchcraft don't understand that one of the essentials of witchcraft is that there is no good or evil. There is no right or wrong.
I'm pretty sure the books make it clear that Voldemort is bad and Harry is good. I mean, sure, there's some nuance. Good people can do bad things, bad people can do good things, but at its core, it's a very good versus evil story. Hell, that interview showed earlier, she says this.
I wasn't going to pretend that an evil person is a cardboard cutout and no one really gets hurt. Okay, if you're writing about evil, I think you genuinely have a responsibility to show what that means.
Although according to this woman, riding a broom when he wasn't supposed to is worthy of big punishment.
It doesn't matter what this little boy does that's wrong, he's rewarded for it.
50 points will be taken.
50?
Each. And to ensure it doesn't happen again, all 4 of you will receive detention.
Well, Hermione is a goody-goody two-shoes, and throughout the earlier parts of the books, she is considered by Ron and Harry to be somebody that they don't want to be with.
No, they don't like her because she's a know-it-all.
The lightning bolt is a mark of power from the god Thor.
The scar hurts him. The scar fucking hurts him. It literally causes him physical pain.
And this lightning bolt was considered so important in occult mythology that Hitler used it.
What? What? Nazis? What?
You go to any feminine-oriented cult, ask a witch what the significance of the broom is. It's a phallic symbol.
Well, that completely changes the meaning of this line.
Once you've got hold of your broom, I want you to mount it. And grip it tight. You don't want to be sliding off the end.
Oh God, when they're saying up and the broom launches into their hands, is that a euphemism for an erection?
So all these symbols that are there of the brooms, the pointed hat of the witches.
Are you sure you're not just fantasizing about a bunch of dicks, lady, because your husband hasn't slept with you in 5 years? They talk about divination, which is hilarious because even in the Potter universe, most of the students hate it and everyone thinks Trelawney is a fraud. She brings up books like Alice in Wonderland, Sleeping Beauty, and Narnia, but just brushes it off since they didn't technically teach witchcraft. Okay, so since I read Harry Potter, I can create potions using wolfsbane and aconite.
How is that child to differentiate between real magic and mechanical magic?
Well, you as a parent could tell them, or we can just go on the basis that kids aren't stupid and think they have magical powers. The books make it clear that there are wizards and there are muggles. So even if they believe in magic and that Harry Potter is real, that doesn't mean they think they can personally do magic. They literally have a class called Defense Against the Dark Arts.
It is graphically explained to young children how to be able to fight the dark arts, to defend yourself against the dark arts through an actual class called the Defense Against the Dark Arts.
So, wait, teaching how to defend yourself is the same as doing? Huh, great. So teaching rape prevention tips means you want to rape, and having a gun to protect your family means you want to shoot people.
And in each of the books, the dark teacher changes, because in one case he's killed, and because he's possessed by Voldemort the snake.
No, he wasn't. He was possessed by Voldemort. Voldemort! Say his name right! Although it's funny, they kinda predicted the Bathilda Bagshot scene in Deathly Hallows. Ooh, a scary clip from The Craft again. By the way, that movie's rated R. Isn't this whole thing supposed to be about how children are being indoctrinated?
And we know that there's such a thing as possession because Voldemort possesses the Defense Against the Arts teacher in the book where he's sucking the unicorn.
Oh, amazing, they finally got that Voldemort possessed him but messed up the class's name.
So here she was, a little 11-year-old girl in Harry Potter's book, possessed by Voldemort's spirit, murdering on Halloween. And there's nothing wrong with Harry Potter.
He's the bad guy. The bad guy. It's not condoning his actions.
Now they just complain about Scholastic in general for promoting books like Goosebumps and Animorphs. Again, typically the monsters and magic in those books were the bad guys. And then again complaining that they flooded the school system with Harry Potter. Because, yeah. But they consider it wrong because the Bible isn't allowed to be taught in schools. Yet this Wiccan stuff is okay. Yet you can read Narnia, which is very Christian heavy. And they don't teach Harry Potter in schools. Although I am getting major nostalgia flashbacks with these old computer labs.
J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series, admitted that she got many requests for children that wanted to attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry.
Because they like the world. It's called having an imagination.
I want you to obtain this video and share it with your friends, your grandchildren, your children.
I'll share it with my subscribers who will probably laugh their asses off.
There will be many questions that haven't been answered in this video, and many questions that your friends or relatives or readers of Harry Potter would like answered.
Like, why can't you pronounce the villain's name right?
I would like you to visit this webpage.
Okay. Guess I'll never know.
Also, both of these two are dead. Carol passed away in 2016 and Pat just last March. Well, wherever they are, I hope they're happier and less paranoid than when they were here on Earth.
There is a book in which a person actually justifies Harry Potter through Scripture.
And that proves that not all Christians are insane. Great. Most aren't. Liking a book series doesn't make you evil, no matter what anyone says.
That was the worst Harry Potter related thing I've ever seen, and I've played this.
This was fucking awful. Let's just ignore that they take a fantasy series way too seriously. Let's ignore that they get several facts of the series wrong, including the villain's name. Let's even ignore that they don't seem to understand that magic doesn't actually exist. This is a horribly boring movie. It is an hour of watching some white woman talk over dull graphics and footage of the trailer for The Sorcerer's Stone. This should not have been one of the hardest things I've sat through, but listening to these two dull-ass voices, long clips with no commentary, and lazy editing makes it seem like I'm watching one of my early videos, if I were fucking crazy.
Alright, dickhead, I did what you want. Now let me out. Not yet. Your next review is in that tote right beside you. Oh, you son of a bitch!